I'm working with the file called the Fernwood Art Center, which you are downloading here, and this is the finished product in here, what you're going to have. And what it is, it's a Fernwood Art Center. It's pretty simple. You got an art center. If you're a member, they get a discount. They don't. You want to know how much money you're getting for all these classes, okay? So you talk about setting a column width. If you're doing that, you could just click and drag it over like this, and it might show up there that you're going to get exactly 25. This is not exactly 25. I could do this here by clicking on Format. I could go into column width, and I literally type in 25, hit the Enter key. So we got that precise. I'm going into step 3. We're centering horizontally A8 through G8, A8 through G8. So we're going to, you all know how to center. We click on the center icon here, and then we're going to wrap the text right here. So we've got that in there, center horizontally. Okay. Next, we're going to merge and center this cell here. This is step 4. Click here. We click on merge and center, because you have 3 cells here. It's in there. And now we're going to wrap the text in here, so you got total fees collected. We're doing this step by step here. I'm working with Office 2013. This will work very much the same in version 2010. If you are doing this for a school project, you got to do it in 2013, as it will recognize it incorrectly if you do it in the wrong version. If you're working on a Mac, you might have to click on certain tabs at the top here. So first thing we want to do is a formula here. We want to know how much they're getting a discount. You can see they're getting 50% off here. So what it is, there's different ways of doing it, okay? You could just say equal the non-member free fee minus, you could use parentheses, it's optional. Some people like them. So it's going to be the $315, again, we're working with that, times the 50% discount, close the parenthesis, complete the formula, pull it down. Double click on that dot there, or just drag it down. Very good. Now we're going to do, we want to know how much we're getting in fees for the class here. So we go into column H, okay? We want a formula that will calculate, what it's going to do is multiply 3 times 315 plus 12 times 157.50. So to begin the formula, it's the equal, it's 315 non-member times this plus this times that. Check it off. Copy it down. Very good. Now what we're going to do here, step 7, it says change the thing here. You're going to see the numbers change. So I type in 280. A little less money. However, we're adding another class called Basic Drawing. I want to put it in between 9 and 10, so I click inside the 10, right click, insert. And we're going to call this class Basic Drawing. And to do that for Basic Drawing, it's a 4-week class. 50% discount for members. $275. And we have 10 non-members taking the class, 4 members taking the class. We need numbers in here, okay? Calculations, I should say. What you could do, the easy way is just to click here, pull it down, or do a copy and paste. So we got that. Now we want to make this thing a discount, okay? We want to make it a percent, number 8. We click on the percent sign. That's all it is, okay? We want it centered in there. Click on the center. If you're ever working with numbers like 1,000, 110, something like that, you don't want to center those numbers. It's hard to read. They like to align to the right, but these numbers are all the same width. And if you're doing stuff here and you got the sheet of paper here, I would very strongly suggest checking off what you're doing as you go along. Keeps you organized. Step number 9. You want to put these as accounting here. I highlight these cells here. And then it says apply the accounting number style. Accounting. Highlight this. Click to the right of general. And we say accounting again. So you got the decimal points and all that. Going to go to the next page, step 10. We want to put outside borders around this, okay? So we highlight this stuff here. We want outside borders. And where I am here, it shows a whole plethora here. It says outside borders. I click there. I got a nice border going around the outside. Now it talks about adding colors and stuff here in the next step here. Some computers may be set up a little bit differently here. But what it's saying here, we're going to click inside this cell in step 11. Accent 6, green, darker. So if I go here, I hold my mouse here. It says green, accent 6, darker 25%. This is darker 50%. And now it wants you to change to the fill color. We want the text to be white background 1 font color. I'm going to click over here. White background 1 color. So we've got that. So we got a little bit of rainbow of color. I do say if you're working in an office and you're printing things out, black and white laser is a lot cheaper than a color. Now we want to center this, make it landscape, okay? Step 12. You go to the page layout tab. You can go into this thing here and you could say, you can click here and go into orientation, make it landscape. If you're doing this thing so it's electronically sent in, you've got to follow the order, okay, that it does there. I'm reversing a couple of things here. And then if I want to center this in here, I can click inside here, go into the margins and say center horizontally. I'm going to now go to step 14. We're doing a footer. We go to the header footer tab. It says a footer. It's custom. And then what you're going to do, and you click inside the left section and type in art. And then we want the sheet name code in the far right. So I just click on the little tab here, insert sheet name. I say OK. If you want to preview it, I'm just doing this as a little bonus. You click on the print preview. This is what it looks like. I'm going to close out of the print preview. I hit the escape key. Now it says to copy the sheet here. The easy way to do it, this one here, this is the solution here. I'm just going to hide this with a right click here, hide. And then if I'm going to click and drag this to the right here, it said copy it here. I double click on it and then I call it copy. And then I want it to print the grid lines in here. So what I do in here, I'm on the page layout here, and I tend to go right into the little thing here to explode this out. Page setup, I go to sheet, I go to grid lines. And we have these in the correct order. Session 2, copy. If I were to print preview this, we have the grid lines in there. That is everything. Good luck doing it.